Hey everybody, welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So I forgot to film me taking the books off of my bookshelf, but we're here to keep going through my bookshelf, decide whether I'm going to keep or purge or what I'm going to do with these books. So I'm starting within my mystery and thriller shelves, and my bookshelves go from like bigger, smaller, bigger, smaller, bigger. So we're in a smaller, like thinner section. So maybe we'll get a couple of shelves done before I put them back up. So we'll see. Even when I was taking these down, I was like, gosh, some of these I've had on my shelf for way too long, way too long. So here we go. All right, first one, it's top of the letter, Megan Abbott, the Turnout. I know this has to do with ballerinas. It was 3 of them, always the 3 of them until it wasn't, and that was when everything went wrong, starting with the fire or before. Childhood is the fiery furnace in which we are melted down to essentials, and that essential shaped for good. Interesting. So yeah, they were dancers. It's all about dancers. I don't know much else. Looks like ballet, but anyways, I've heard conflicting things. I'm not sure, but it's a read with Jenna. I am very interested in it, so I'm going to keep it on my shelf and go forward. Same with this one. I like political thrillery mystery stories. This one is While Justice Sleeps by Stacey Abrams. We have Avery is a law clerk for the Supreme Court, finds her life upended when her boss slips into a coma. And that boss, Judge Justice Wynn, a longtime swing vote on the court, had been in the thick of researching a controversial case. So is there some interesting things at play? I don't know. So I'm keeping this one on my shelf. I kind of forgot I had it. This is one I'm going to do a try a chapter. I have had this book for a very long time. It is, let's see, 11 years ago, 6 kindergartners went missing without a trace. After all the time the people left behind moved on or whatever, until today, 5 of those kids returned. They're 16 and they're just fine. So I'm gonna do a try chapter on this one. I think Riley read this. I think she liked it. I don't know. This one was one I had picked up at BookCon years ago when I went to that. And I don't know why it's on my shelf. It should be on my husband's shelf. So it's False Flag by John Altman. Fiendish plot against the government, Israeli heroine and an anti-heroine at odds as the clock ticks down. So very much his book. So this is going up on his shelf because that's where it belongs. All right, Who is Maud Dixon is on my questionable shelf. Again, I don't know if we've heard great things. So we'll put this in the try chapter. Where did this one come from even? This is Dark Rooms by Lily Analick. Stunning debut about murder and glamour set in the ambiguous and claustrophobic world of an exclusive New York prep school. All right, we're gonna put that in the try chapter because I have no idea where it came from or what it's about. We're trying to make some room. All right, this one, Hide and Seek by Emma Aldridge. Also the book, they wrote Eeny Meeny. I was okay with Eeny Meeny, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. All right, Kate Atkinson. I don't know if I like her. I know I've read at least a book by her. What did I read? Life After Life. And I think it was just fine. So why don't I put, I don't know. Although this one's historical fiction, so we can just save that decision for later. And Case Histories and Big Sky have kind of been on my radar for a bit. I bought this for $1. So, try a chapter. How about that? Because I'm just conflicted. The Husbands by Chandler Baker. We have How Far Will a Woman Go for a Little More Help from Her Husband? Speaking of, I'm refusing to pick up all those shoes over there because they're my husband's. They belong to him and I don't want to pick them up. So we're gonna keep this one. I remember wanting that one. All right, I'm back. Somebody wanted to see if I wanted estimates to take any trees down. I'm like, we're good. I like all my trees, but thank you. I don't know. Okay, next I have a couple of Lucinda Berry ones. I have one she returned and Under Her Care, which I really want to read this one. Child is accused of murder. Her mother will do anything to protect him. She disappears, a wife and mother. She comes home a stranger. Whew. Yep. Then we have Northern Spy by Flynn Berry. I believe this has to do with the IRA. And some mysteries around what happened. There was a bombing. There were some things happening, and then there's a person who they believe joined it, and this person, it's a sister or something. Sisters have always been opposed to violence and act in the name of uniting Ireland. And besides, oh yeah, Marianne is vacationing on the North Coast, and maybe that's not true. So, heard good things about this one as well. I'm gonna keep that one. David Bell. I recently found out that Hannah Morrissey is a big fan of David Bell, so we'll keep this on the shelf just because of that. I know, right? Well, let's see. Here and Gone by Halen Beck. I have no idea what this is about. A lone woman, a nightmare scenario, high stakes, breathless suspense, and satisfying conclusion. Try a chapter. How about that? A Good Mother by Laura Bazlone. Two young mothers, one shocking murder, a court case that puts them both on trial. Okay. Tenders the Flesh, I keep wanting to read really, really bad. I'm gonna keep that one. And then The Lovely and the Lost. This is Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She wrote the Inheritance games. Actually, I might see, let's see. Kira vividly remembers the moment that Katie and one of her search and rescue dogs found her living alone and wild in the woods with no memories of her previous life. Now adopted into the Bennett family, Kira still struggles with human interaction years later. Together with Katie's son, Jude, and their neighbor, Kira works alongside Katie to train the world's most elite search and rescue dogs. Katie's estranged father arrives and asks for her help to locate a missing child. Teens find themselves on the front lines sooner than expected. Maybe I'll give this to Emily and see if she'll want to try it. So, there we go. That'll be in an Emily pile. All right. Small are going, this much is going back on my shelves. And then these are going to be try-a chapters. I haven't put much to get rid of because this is one of my favorite genres, so this is gonna be hard. But I'm gonna go grab the next shelf of books and we'll go through that one as well. And maybe we can condense the two into one. That would be fantastic. So, be right back. I don't know if I'm gonna get this in one shelf. This was a full shelf. My new obsession, Fresca, the Black Cherry Citrus. I'm loving it. So, okay. On this one, let's see, there's a few I know for sure I'm going to keep. We have episode 13 by Craig Deluey. This is a horror. There's a ghost hunting reality TV show led by husband and wife. Episode 13 takes them to every ghost hunter's holy grail, this paranormal research foundation. Matt hopes uses scientific techniques and high-tech gear, oh my gosh, Lindsay, to prove the existence of ghosts, but as the house begins to slowly reveal itself to the crew, proof of an afterlife might not be everything Matt dreamed of. So, it sounds nice and creepy. That's like a October book for sure. Keeping My Sister the Serial Killer, because I want to read that so bad. Let's see. We have The Night Woman. It was free. I must have gotten this from the library. I don't know. I'm not interested. We're gonna get rid of it. Let's see. Oh, I do have Psycho. I'm gonna keep that for sure. This one. Okay, we're gonna get rid of it. So it's a Christmas book, exchange book, but I believe this is Sarah's handwriting. Haven't read this author. and I don't think you have either, but we both should. I did read this author and I did not like his book, so we're gonna get rid of that. I usually give them second chances, but I feel like that one just didn't need a second chance. So, The Killing Forest by Sarah Bladell. Following an extended leave, Luis returns to work at the Special Search Agency of the National Police Department, assigned a case involving a 15-year-old who had vanished a week earlier. All right, try a chapter, how about that? We have, let's see, what's this one? The Wildling Sisters. Oh, I remember buying this and I was very excited for it. But it takes place in 1959, so we're gonna throw that on historical fiction because I feel like that's where it goes. There's The Couple Upstairs by Shalina Boland. It's kind of small. I feel like I could get through that fairly quick. Should never have become friends with The Couple Upstairs. I think I need that. CJ Box, 3 Weeks to Say Goodbye. Just not, yeah, we're gonna get rid of that. It's just what my gut's telling me. We have The Chill by Scott Carson. Far upstate New York, ancient forest is a drowned village. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, we're keeping that one. It was like, okay, drowned village lies beneath dark waters under a reservoir. Early in the 20th century, the town was destroyed for the greater good, bringing water to millions living downstate. At least that's what was told. Well, the local families that have settled there since before, that were forced from their land, they didn't move far, and some didn't move at all. There's a dark prophecy that looms, and the time has come for it to be fulfilled. So, sounds nice and creepy. Then I have all of my Linda Costello books. I have read 2 and definitely want to read more. She writes about, what's her name, Amy? Kate Burkholder is the main detective. So it's in an Amish community. Kate used to be Amish and is now the main police chief, I should say. And it follows things that happen there. So I really do like that series. I'm going to keep that. I have this book on my shelf forever. I'm going to try a chapter because I keep wanting, I'm interested, but I never seem to pick it back up. We have Dr. Marie Heaton is an anesthesiologist at the top of her game, forced to face the personal and professional fallout from an operating room disaster. She finds herself on the losing end of dollars and cents medicine and in a malpractice suit, questioning herself, her skills, her colleagues, her life choices. It sounds great. I'm going to throw this and try a chapter. And then also going to throw this and try a chapter because it was an ARC sent to me and I feel bad. So it was released in 2023 and I never got to it. But it's historical fiction. 1910, Hacksburg Spring Fair turns deadly when a balloonist plummets to the earth. So I'm still gonna put it in my try chapter, so we can go from there. All right, I'm going to alphabetize these, put them back on my shelf, and then we'll see how far that takes us, and maybe we'll do another couple of shelves. I feel like these little skinny shelves are going a little bit quicker. So why did that go over there? Oh yeah, I'm losing my mind. All right, I'll be right back. Here we go. All of these plus the small pile are on the next shelf. I couldn't quite get to all of them. I mean, I could have if I like stacked and shoved on one shelf, but I have, the top is almost full and then the next shelf is just a little bit, and I was able to kind of put a decorative sign in there. So definitely an improvement from what it was. So, okay, next up we have a bunch of Agatha Christie's, of course, every time. I really did enjoy And Then There Were None. I'm not going to read it again though, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I definitely want to read Murder on the Orient Express, even though it's this really tiny little mass market paperback, but that's fine. The other two, I'm not interested, so I'm going to get rid of those as well. We have Closed Casket and The Mystery of Three Quarters. They're both Hercule Poirot, is that how you say it, mysteries? So I'm good. All right, then, oh, some of these are out of order. Oh my goodness. We have The Nesting by C.J. Cook. This is dubbed by Simone St. James. That alone, I feel like I need to keep it. Woods are creeping in on a nanny and two young girls in a gothic thriller. So we're gonna add that back up. I know you're probably gonna be like, why are you getting rid of Agatha Christie, but you're keeping this like no name, nothing. I just am. And that's my reading. It's fine. It's all fine. Okay, another book exchange. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. I'm Watching You by Teresa Driscoll. Missing girl, tormented witness, web of lies, and someone is watching. Try a chapter. This one I'm gonna get rid of. J.P. Delaney. I read The Girl Before and was just okay with it, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. Man, these are some good ones. Okay, this one I'm keeping for sure. This is Patricia Cornwell, which I have read before and I do enjoy her, but it's Portrait of a Killer. This is Jack the Ripper, case closed. This was talked about in the Morbid podcast. They did a whole series on Jack the Ripper, and so then I was kind of like obsessed with it and I wanted to read more, and I got that book, so I'm gonna get to that one. More books that I'm for sure keeping are my two S.A. Cosbys. I have Blacktop Wasteland and My Darkest Prayer. Currently reading his book King of Ash, and I'm loving. Like, I want to get through this to go read some more. Okay, Last Mrs. Parrish by Liv Constantine. Definitely keeping that on my shelves. This is one, I mean, you can tell, I've lent this book out multiple times, and I will continue to lend it out multiple times. I'm like going through my little pile here, and it's like, what am I going to keep for sure? Okay, the last ones that I have The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe, which I remember probably reading an arc. No, is this like a first reads? I don't know, I read a little bit of it. So it says, who do you become when you have nothing to lose? There's something Poe Blythe, the 17-year-old captain of the outpost's last mining ship, wants for far more than the gold they tear from the Serpentine River. She wants revenge. Maybe I'll read a chapter of that one. Whoops, did not mean to move you. You're fine. Neverland by Douglas Clegg. Obviously from the library. So we'll do a try chapter. And then if I don't like it, I'll put it into a free little library. Strange Country by Deborah Coates. Is she really into Darcy Coates? I don't know. After facing death herself and banishing a reaper bent on the destruction of sheriff's deputy, Hallie had hoped things would finally settle down. She and Boyd would find more time to spend together, and the ghost she attracts would stay in the cemeteries where they belong. Yeah, that's going back on my shelf. Notes on His Silencing. Also, this is Lucy Crawford. It has thrift books on here. Did I get it from thrift books? I don't know. Lucid memoir of a young woman's struggle to regain her sense of self after trauma. This is a memoir that goes in a totally different shelf. We have Thriller 2. Stories You Cannot Put Down. Oh, yeah, for $2.50 at Books for Good. I do remember that store. That was awesome. So I think this must be a bunch of short stories by thriller authors. Top thriller writers in the world come together to become a part of one of the most successful short stories anthologies. So we'll keep that because that just sounds interesting. We have another arc that I got. No, this was sent to me from Sarah. Lay Your Body Down by Amy Suter Clark. Young woman returns to her rural Minnesota hometown where a radical evangelical pastor has poisoned everyone's mind and may be covering up a murder. Yep, that's staying on my shelf. We have The Echo Killing by Christy Doherty. When a murder echoing a 15-year-old cold case rocks the southern town of Savannah, crime reporter risks everything to find the identity of the calculated killing. All right, we'll put that back on the shelf. And then My Husband's Wife by Jane Corey. Young lawyer Lily marries Ed, determined to make a fresh start, leaves the secrets of the past behind when she takes on her first case. Meets Joe, a convicted murderer to whom Lily is strangely drawn and for whom she will soon be willing to risk anything for. That does not sound great. So we're gonna get rid of that one. Okay, so I've done 3 shelves and I have a decent pile to get rid of, decent pile to try a chapter, and just this little bit going back on that shelf. So kind of in the mood to keep going. So I'm gonna go get one more shelf's worth of stuff. I'll be right back. All right, this shelf's gonna be a little hard. I don't have to get rid of everything. I don't have to get rid of anything. I could. Okay, here we go. First we have Room by Emma Donoghue. This book changed how helped me figure out what books I like. This was one of those books. We have a 5-year-old. He was born in one room. That's where he eats, sleeps, plays, learns. It's told from his perspective. It's tough. It was really good. So I feel like I just got to keep that on my shelf. Okay, I'm going to sort by what I know. Samantha Downing, Twisted Love Story, and He Started It. Both are going to keep both of those. What else is like? Okay, here. All of my Alan Eskins books I am also keeping because obsessed with him and need to keep reading. I don't know where they must be, somewhere else, because I have 2 more. I know I do. Butcher and Blackbird, definitely want to get to. We're going to keep that one. And now, what do we do? What do we do? Okay, I have a couple from Claire Douglas. Oh, no, I'm going to keep these. She wrote the couple in number 9, which I really did like. So we have Last Seen Alive, She Can Run, But Her Past Won't Hide, and The Girls Who Disappeared. This is an ARC. Don't know where I got it because it looks like it's been read. Journalist's life is threatened when she investigates the truth about a mysterious car crash that happened 20 years earlier. So we're gonna keep those 2. We have The Follower. You never know who's watching. Welcome to the Death House. It has a plan for you, okay? These are, oh, I thought I had more similar author, but I don't. All right, what do I do with these? What do I do with these? Well, I think I'm gonna keep J.T. Ellison, Good Girls Lie. Did like this book, and when people ask me for like prep school thrillery books, this is what I give them. And then I do have Tear Me Apart and Field of Graves, so we'll keep those on the shelf. This one, The Shadow House. A house with deadly secrets, a mother who will risk everything to bring them to light. Interesting. She's escaping her troubled past, seeks refuge in a rural community. She may have disturbed barely hidden secrets in her new home. Bizarre events set off events eerily familiar to those who have lived there for years. Okay, we're gonna check that one out. These Shallow Graves has been on my shelf for a while, but I'm still very interested in it, and it has a map, so we're gonna keep that one. All right, next one, I think I'm gonna put all of these in my try a chapter because they're kind of the bottom of the pile as I was going through here. So we have If You Knew Her by Emily Elgar, The Perfect Life or The Perfect Lie, Christina Dodd, Dead Girl Running. I have 3 confessions to make. I've got the scar of a gunshot on my forehead. I don't remember an entire year of my life. My name is Kellen Adams, and that's half a lie. Interesting. We have The Widow Next Door, How Well Do You Know Your Neighbors by L.A. Detweiler, and A Nearly Perfect, or A Nearly Normal Family. This is a horrible cover. Can we just all agree that this is a horrible cover? So is like this. Also, horrible cover. Do better. A family's faith, a daughter's loyalty, a mother's ethics. The shocking murder accusation that tests a nearly normal family. Ooh, 18-year-old stands accused of a brutal murder of a man almost 15 years her senior. Interesting. Try chapter. And then this one, The Missing by Thomas Edison. Years 1886. Samuel Jones, broken in body and soul, is ridden hard to reach his daughter's remote New Mexico ranch. Maggie's grown in with children of her own, wants nothing to do with the man who abandoned her and her mother 30 years earlier to live with the Indians. Interesting. Nothing. Oh, until renegade Apaches shoot Maggie's husband and kidnap her eldest daughter. Then she has no choice but to ride with their dying father. She detests in a desperate attempt to rescue her child. Well, that's going on my historical fiction shelf, that's for sure. Okay, so I think I did pretty well with this small pile going back on my shelf. So we're gonna do that. I have a decent pile that's a try chapter that's gonna go on my try chapter cart, which I haven't filmed any of those videos yet. I'm hoping to start that ASAP pretty much. And then a handful that are gonna go on Pango, which my Pango, the link to my Pango shop's below. Please, please, please check it out. I'm putting them on there for pretty cheap because let's just move them on to somebody else's house. So I would call this a success. I'm slowly getting there, guys. All right. Anyways, leave a comment below if there's anything that I'm either getting rid of or doing a try chapter that you are like, you're nuts, Lindsay, put that back on your shelf. I've listened to a few of them for sure. Time Traveler's Wife is back on the shelf. Don't you worry. Otherwise, just leave an emoji of some sort. I'm gonna let you pick. You pick. Leave an emoji just to say that you're here and say hello. Love to see that you were here and just see the interaction. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.